How's it going, everyone? And welcome to a special solo series of Wealth Strategy Secrets of the Ultra Wealthy. I'm your host, Dave Wolcott. We get a lot of the same questions from our investors about infinite banking, tax efficiency, asset protection, strategy stacking, and how to actually build wealth outside of Wall Street. And we get it, we know you're busy. So in this series, I'm breaking down complex wealth strategy topics into short, tactical episodes that you can actually use to build legacy wealth. Whether you're just starting your journey or fine-tuning your portfolio, these episodes are designed to give you high-impact insights in just a few minutes. So let's dive in.
Well, like me, one of your greatest influences in life was Robert Kiyosaki. And, you know, it's cool seeing the impact that he's had on so many over the years. But I think that my biggest ahas and my biggest source of taking action to like get in the game was because of him. And I think you had said the same thing, right?
Yeah, I took the purple pill, and really, for me, Justin, I was raised in a middle-class family, probably like a lot of listeners, right? And I was told that the recipe for success was go to school, work hard, get great grades, you'll get a job, and then life would just work out. And that was the recipe for success, right? Actually, in 2000, I started investing in alternative deals, in real estate, in private equity. I got into oil and gas, retail, raw land, you name it, single family, multifamily, all kinds of different asset classes over the years. That proceeded to go well. I built a tech business in the meantime, had an exit from that. And fast forward to today, I really created Pantheon, and it's really all about helping other investors, to just dispel these myths about how to really build wealth. What does wealth really mean? And then, trying to provide access and opportunities for people so that they can, live their dreams and their best life.
I love that. And here's the thing. We both had this profound impact from Cashflow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki, but it was more of an aha, like, wow, I didn't realize there was this quadrant. I didn't realize where I existed in this quadrant, and I actually have choices that I can move. But there was no blueprint on how to go from one quadrant to the next. There was no playbook. There was no how to do it. So the epiphany was, wow, this matrix exists. That's cool. I need to make some moves. And basically, I've done something very similar to you where I spent years of my life diving in and doing these deals and learning in the world of alternative investments and copying after family offices and the wealthiest people and learning their playbook. And that's why I wrote The Lifestyle Investor, is to give the playbook the how. And you've done that with your book too. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about your book and why you started it and kind of how it's also a playbook to creating wealth the way that the wealthy do it.
Yeah, 100%, Justin. And, the genesis is actually really interesting because I was trying to articulate this, and I know you can relate to this as well as many of the, audience and listeners out there, is that, oftentimes we're saying, why you should invest in alternative assets or do these different things. And everyone, let's just face it. I mean, 95% of us out there, we all learned from Wall Street and typical financial planning. And their version of building wealth is, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, 60-40 split. That's what they really talk about. But what I tried to do is just really make something very simplistic that people could follow and really create a framework. So it all starts with a vision, because if you don't have a target, you're going to miss every time, right? So getting crystal clear on what that looks like. And then we have 5 distinct phases, Justin, that you can go through. And the first one, it really all starts with mindset. Because if you've been told by your financial advisor that investing in some, alternative asset is risky, right? And you're worried about that, you're never going to get out of the starting blocks. So really understanding yourself quite well, right? Understanding those limiting beliefs that you might have, right? And then starting to understand, once you have your vision, you can create goals, you can create habits to support those. Look at the relationships, the top 5 people, just like Jim Rohn talks about, that you surround yourself with. I know you're in a number of masterminds. I am as well, right? Are those relationships kind of taking you there? So that's really phase 1. And, I'll pause here, but if you don't have your mindset right into an open mindset and you have a fixed mindset, this is not for you.
Oh, it's so good. And like you said, getting around other like-minded people, like finding the people that can help you have the mindset shifts and these pivots is so important. And being around the people that have the track record that they have done the thing you want to do. I'd love to know some of your findings, because I've been saying for years, based on the data, that the wealthiest people only have about 15 to 25% of their net worth in the stock market. And usually that's because they want to leverage against it to buy alternative investments. I think it's important to recognize that there are more aligned ways to invest, and that's why you see the wealthy investing primarily in alternative investments and not, for them, the alternative investment is actually the stock market, because that is a smaller percentage for them.
And I'll tell you another why. I mean, just to kind of break this down, Justin, right? The way I see it is, it's actually a 3-dimensional return when you invest in alternative assets, right? And that's really our investment thesis, is that, we're looking for tax efficiency, passive income, and forced appreciation all on one asset. But if I go and do some angel investing, you're just looking at one dimension, right? You're looking for some big upsized return. If I'm investing in stock, you're just really hoping it's going to kind of go up in nature, right? But these big families, I mean, you can imagine, the tax bills, right, at nine-figure wealth. So you have to constantly be working on that. And that's why it's this cycle where they're buying the assets that are going to reduce their taxes, keep creating passive income, and then you have exits periodically.
Yeah. Smart way to do it. And there's no doubt that there is a playbook to growing wealth over a period of time. I love ending every episode with a question. And here it is. What is one step that you can take today to move towards financial freedom and really move towards living a life that you truly desire? So it's on your terms. It's not a life by default. It's a life by design. And I just beg of you, what is one thing? Pick one thing that you learned from Dave today that you can implement today to move towards financial freedom.
Thanks for tuning in to our special solo series. If this episode sparked something for you and you're ready to learn more, head over to holisticwealthstrategy.com and download a free copy of my book. You'll also get access to our investor community, where we share exclusive educational content, new opportunities, and resources designed to help you accelerate your path to freedom. And if you want to take it even further, book a call with our team to learn about our virtual family office services, or join our mastermind group, where we go deep into building true generational wealth. I'll see you on the next episode.